Welcome everyone to the Mount Weekly Wrap-Up Show. With the spring season in full swing, we had a chance to tape a couple season previews with our boys volleyball team and baseball team. This week's Hall of Fame profile, we take a look at Kelly Ryan, class of 2008. Another segment that we had a chance to tape was our Captain's Breakfast, which was hosted by Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Levely. Our first segment this week, we take a look at the boys volleyball team. Here's to that segment now.
This year during the boys season, it's a little bit different look than the last few years. For the last 3 years, we basically had the same group of guys starting, playing just about every point. Losing those guys that we lost last year, it's a brand new look. Expectations haven't changed for us though. We expect to be a very competitive team, one of the top teams in the division, one of the top teams in the state. That's what we look for every year. Different group of guys that are going to have to step up and play different roles. Danny's an all-state libero. Dan Boo is a first-team all-state libero as a junior, first-team all-state libero as a sophomore this year. He's out of that role. We moved him to a different position, so a little different expectation there for him. Obviously that creates a gap there. But in our first match the other night, Matt Melnichuk was phenomenal. Did a nice job seamlessly filling in that role there. Kept us in system quite often. Made a couple of great passes defensively, and that's what we're looking for. But it's a whole different group of guys. We're not going to be the same team that's overpowering as we have been in the last couple of years. This year is really going to be about our defense and about our ball control and just being able to control the net in a different way rather than hitting through blockers or over blockers. We're going to just try to be smart and use their hands and find them as much as possible and make the other teams play kind of a scramble type of defense against us, where last year they were just getting balls ripped at them, and this year it's a little different. So different look, different team, but excited about the possibility of what this team can do with the type of skill that we have from all of our players.
I will tell you this, to be an effective leader, you must look beyond yourself. You must look beyond yourself. Is that hard to do? Will that be hard to do? It is hard to do. Will it be hard to do? Yes, absolutely. There's an official at every game. Are they sometimes disrespected? They are. Are they sometimes disrespected by players? They are. What's your job? To make sure that does not happen. Do sometimes people get disrespected by other players? Yes. But not you. Not you. You are now, the bar of your behavior has suddenly risen. And if you don't accept that, you do not belong in this room. One of you, there are 21 captains, 21 spring varsity captains, that every single one of you will listen to the calling of being a leader, true to the mission of the school. And that mission of the school is to look beyond yourself, is to protect others, is to create a positive experience for all of your teammates, to support your coach, yes, to support the officials, to respect your opponents. And so I'm your teammate. And I'm ready to go after the official. What are you doing? You're getting in my face. Did you?
Yeah, I go back.
Yeah, and then you talk to him after the game too, so it doesn't happen again. Wow, can we give him a hand? And he talked about respecting the game. And I said to myself, do you really, do our athletes know what it means to respect the game? Respect the game, just be respectful all the time. Dream of things that you can do to be respectful to the game, to your opponents, to the officials. Some schools even are known for their teams as being rough, vulgar, and disrespectful. You know that. That's not us. One team we played this season had this reputation. Going into the game, we're expecting trash talking, a few cheap hits, and of course they were happening. The team was trash talking, they threw cheap shots, they tried to start fights, but we were able to keep our calm and win the game. At the end of the game, we calmly shook hands and said, good game. True sportsmanship isn't shaking your opponent's hand when you don't want to. It is shaking their hands when they don't want to.
Good afternoon, Paul Jakes here, varsity baseball coach. Very excited for our upcoming season. The boys have been working extremely hard, varsity and on the JV level. We have a bunch of returning players coming back from last year's team that made it to the state quarterfinals, losing to Chariho in the Elite Eight. And we have a bunch of new guys coming in that's giving some fresh of energy for the boys. I look forward to a great season. We start off very well. We won our first game against Westerly, and hopefully this week coming we'll take 2 games out of the 3 that we're playing. Hopefully 3. That would be great. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you at some of the games.
concludes this week's episode. Next week, we plan to have many more segments for you, including highlights from our recent Hockey Legacy event, along with our spring sports liturgy. Thank you for your time, and have a good night.